That being said, the increase was before they decided to throw it all at Dylan Mulvaney. You've got this woman, VP of Communications, saying, she wants to make real progress in DEI. You've got this video about Alyssa Gordon Heinerscheid, the VP of Bud Light, first female lead and largest beer in the industry or whatever, making a video, which is going around, talking about how she wants to target a younger generation to make more money because they have to adapt this legacy brand. Millennials are taking over. And the problem is conservatives, you know what they're doing? I don't know, plumbing, carpentry, farming. Take a look where the industry divide is. Woke millennials in big cities are taking control of large industrial and corporate centers. Conservatives are doing the groundwork. We got the makings of a class war, baby. The laptop class. They know better than you. They are the priests of DEI and ESG. And all of you, you're the ones working the machines, for the most part. Now, the issue is many of the people working those machines don't pay attention to what's going on, don't know, don't care. But here we go. And then sooner or later, it will smack you in the face, metaphorically, I mean, that you'll get a cold splash of water one day when you are trying to make beer or something, and then your boss comes to you and says, we're cutting back. And you're like, what? Why? Well, sales have been down. Sales are down? It's beer. It's like, alcohol is supposed to do well in crisis moments. When you celebrate, you drink. When you're depressed, you drink. How are we? Well, no, beer sales across the board are actually doing fairly well. So someone was comparing Anheuser-Busch to other beer stocks, actually doing well, other beer companies. And then it's just like, well, the issue is we decided to sacrifice our working class base of people ages 28 to 80 because we were trying to get people ages 21 to 28. Whoops. You see, the issue is these things aren't popular. The weird woke stuff is not popular. It's popular to the cult. And the cult made a bet. Their bet is that the average person will do or say nothing. There's a meme going around. It's a picture of a guy drinking a Bud Light. It's probably fake, mind you. And he says, I think if you can find happiness in this effed up world, you do it. And it's a picture of a guy drinking a Bud Light. Probably fake. They probably took a random picture, put a random quote on and said, haha, even this redneck gets it. This is what regular people think. It's propaganda. It's lies and misinformation. Don't get me wrong. A lot of this may be as well. I personally take issue with the algorithmic chaos that is Dylan Mulvaney and think they shouldn't be sponsoring it because that's no different to me than them sponsoring a video of Elsa eating human feces out of a toilet, which YouTube was spattered with only a few years ago. TikTok is allowing this kinds of content because I think TikTok's interest is CCP interest. I don't trust that company. Look, they banned us for literally no reason. And I hear this all the time. People who counter the ideology, who call it out, get insta-banned without warning, without notice. We don't break any rules. We don't even swear. You go watch Tim Cast IRL. They banned us. And then apparently TikTok lets you just make new accounts or whatever. I don't know. So there are videos of ours being posted all over TikTok. But for the most part, we can't use it as a hub. I do not trust them. Thus, how does it end up that someone like Dylan Mulvaney has 10 million followers? If you are seeking to subvert the United States, what perfect way to do it? But to make someone like Dylan Mulvaney get 10 million followers, 11 million, and then young people are going to say, I want to be famous too. Got to do what Dylan Mulvaney did. Then Budweiser says they got 11 million followers. Not like the engagement is actually genuine. Who knows? I'm just saying it may or may not be. I'm saying they don't care. It's always been this way. The big companies will look at the amount of traffic someone is generating and they will say outright, that's what we want. I don't care if someone's trans. I don't care if somebody wants to take hormones. I don't care. We actually had this discussion with Tom Fitton and he was saying he thought it should all be banned. And I was like, for adults, I disagree. And he was like, you should be allowed to cut someone's arms off. And I was like, giving someone a sex change and hormones is not the same as removing their arms. Sure, you're removing their ability to reproduce. Don't get me wrong. But they can still eat and survive. And if they don't have kids, well, then so be it. Whatever, man. I don't know where that line is where someone is allowed to modify their own bodies. So I'm not really sure I want to get involved in that conversation, tell someone what they can or can't do, right? There's an interesting question there. On that matter, too, it's like the left will make all the arguments of me being far right. I'm a traditional pro-choicer in that there should be limitations after a certain point in terms of abortion. But I lean more towards not having the government be involved because there's really screwed up things that can happen. And there's a lot of challenges. The abortion debate's difficult because a lot of people just use it as contraception, but I digress. My point is, I'm like center left traditionally, but these people call me far right. My problem is not trans, is not gay pride. It's none of those things. Absolutely not. It is the algorithmic decay of someone like Dylan Mulvaney, the narcissistic histrionic personality disorder, the sociopathic behavior to be famous, and the insult to trans people and women that Dylan Mulvaney represents. And I say, good, boycott him. Offspring's Noodles doesn't seem to understand that. These people have such a shallow view of what's actually going on that he says, you're a dim-witted bigot. You don't even know what the position is, Noodles. Not to mention, you kicked out your drummer because his doctor advised him against a medical procedure. Man, look, dude, you're a scumbag. I don't care. But you turned out to be an ignorant, angry moron who is only hurting everyone else. Go buy your Anheuser-Busch products in your weird reactionary way. I don't care. Me, I'm about progress. And what's happening with social media manipulation and algorithmic manipulation is not progress, it's decay and degeneration. So what we need is freedom, liberty, meritocracy, good things. We want good thing. They want bad thing. It's a joke. Shout out to Seamus from Freedom Tunes. But anyway, here's what I can say. If you want to better understand why all of this is happening, go to youtube.com/TimCastIRL. Check out the Culture War episode 7 with Vivek Ramaswamy, GOP candidate, competing with Trump, ending wokeness. And we talk a lot about it. And this dude is he's a smart guy.